Okay, guys, we're going to continue, and I'm actually going to skip this, and we'll the insert into null values, and all these are actually more important that if you are actually going to create your own database. And I think that right now I don't want to focus on creating the databases because usually, like, let's just say, for hypothetically speaking, you have a job or you get the job. I don't think so. They're gonna have you actually create a database. They will provide you the database and give you a bunch of questions to help them answer those questions. Like a key stakeholder wants to know, you know, some important questions about customers' behavior or trends or patterns. So you already will have the database. So I think that's something that we'll figure out later. But I want to really focus on aggregate functions. So aggregate functions are let's read through what aggregate function is. So an aggregate function is a function that performs a calculation on a set of values and returns a single value. So as you can see in maths, or you may have noticed that we use these formulas: the minimum, max, count, sum, and average. And in Excel functions, you have probably know that in Excel we use the sum function a lot. So in minimum returns the smallest value within the selected column, maximum returns the largest value within the selected column, and the count returns the number of rows in a set, and sum returns the total sum of a numerical column, sum the total. Averages gives us back the average. So pretty simple. But let's look at some example with the minimum and maximum. So we run the query. Actually, uh, I'm gonna just look at this. And again, like I said, I wanna again select statement. We're using the select statement from what table, right? That's the select syntax. The table name is order details, and these are all the tables that you can practice. So we can just do order details. Okay, and that's we'll select the table because we already have it selected, and um, but let's try it again. Select that, and then so I'm gonna try this if this works. Okay, so let's try with the minimum one first. Close this. So we're just focusing on the minimum. So we already have the okay. So sorry, I'm missing this. I need to put the order details. Okay, let's see if I can use the max. I don't know if that's gonna work. Okay, so and does not work with the minimum. So that's what it is. We're gonna have to probably write another query. So the and actually only works with where clause. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so the maximum, so we use the minimum and now we use the maximum quantity is 120. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's okay, so let's actually use the price. So again, the syntax for these is you select and then you choose the minimum option, and then you select the column from the table name and where condition. Aggregate functions are often, just read this too, aggregate functions are often used by group by clause of the select statement. The group by clause splits the result set into groups of values, and the aggregate function can be used to return a single value for each group. Okay. Group by is also very important to use, and we'll cover that later because group by is super important. So select start from. So let's just focus on the minimum and maximum. Max. What's the, let's just say we want to know the maximum price of the product. The table is products. Okay, so you can see $263 is the maximum price of the product. And let's try the count. So we covered the minimum, maximum. Now we can use the count. So I do like to actually see the, okay, let's try this. We want to know the quantity. So this will tell us, like, let's just say somebody asks us what's the quantity of each product, or what is the total products. Basically, we want to know like the rows, right? So the select count is returns the number of rows in a set. So basically, if we, rather than checking, so what is it, 139? So let's see, quantity. Okay. So 518. Okay, so that's the quantity of all the products ordered by each customers. So I really like was trying to put together my question in my head, and what I was thinking is, so basically you can see like all the quantity that's ordered by each customer, or in each order you can say that the quantity was 500 something, as you guys saw. So like it's giving me the total of everything. So it counts the rows for each column. Let's look at the definition. It returns the number of rows in a set. Okay, so the number of rows in a set, so that's a row, right? In horizontal is the row, and as you can see, it's giving me the total of all the rows. Okay, now let's move on to the sum. Let's do this quickly. Sum of, let's just do sum of each. That's the sum of quantity of all products. And usually we use sum in Excel. I use sum a lot in Excel. From the table is order details. You also have to be very careful with the spelling. So 12,743 is the total of the quantity. Or, I mean, let's try with this table. We want to know the total price of each product. Like it will give us a sum of everything, this column price, right? Just for practice, so we can just do another one. Let's do select sum. Okay, so it's $2,222.71. Okay, let's move on. So we covered the minimum, maximum, count, sum, average. So those are the aggregate functions. And let me see if I'm missing anything, because I want to make sure that I cover everything. So you guys can see is like, because I wanted to go to the having, which we'll cover that in the later topics. And I think let's also cover the like. So like is also very important. In this video, we'll just cover the like too. Basically, like I was explaining in my previous video, the like is basically like, for example, if you want to know like if you only want a customer and their name starts with A, so that's what you will do. You select start from customer where customer name like, you'll put the like operator, and you'll put the in the quotations A, and then you'll add this person sign, and then so it's pretty simple process. Let's just say we want someone that starts with B. See, it's giving us all the customers, their name starts with B. Okay, so let's move on with the like operator. And also read through this. There are two wildcards often used in conjunction with the like operator. The person signs represent 0, 1, multiple characters, and the underscore sign represents one single character. Okay, good to know. So with the underscore, so basically, okay, so with L and then they put the underscore, and because there's only one character O, right? So for that you put O. So let's just say I just put O, and then the only thing that's missing is O. So it's again, it's gonna just find these, right? So that's what that is with underscore. And let's see what we got. We can go to wildcards. Okay. So again, you can read through this. This is super important. Percent represents zeros or more characters. And the underscore represents a single character. Let's look at more examples. All right. So it's giving us the customer's name that ends in ES. Okay. Hmm. Should we try something like uh, so just depending on like you want it forward like first or after. So I think we can just look at customer tables in quotations and you put whatever you want in the quotation. So let's just say, I mean, I guess I want customers their name starts with the letter, the first two letters AN. So I guess I can do AN and put the percent sign. And let's see what we get. Oh, missing something. The semicolon. Okay, what am I missing here? So I was missing the where. So always if you get stuck, select start from customers, where. Oh, okay, I see what's the issue here. Okay, select start from customers. Okay, it should work now. Okay, so here we go. So again, that's the syntax is select start from. So there's a lot of wildcards. Now, if you want to go through it, go ahead and read through them. I don't know how much they're important, but let's just say if somebody asks you, like in an interview or at your job, you want to know what this is important, but you do have to know the syntaxes. Um, but just go through the syntax. That's how it is. It's like, and then in quotations, and then percent. You gotta know where you are gonna put the percent sign, whether in the if it, depending on what the first letters or the ending of those letters of those names do you want. It just depends. So just go through this, and so as we done a couple of examples, I hope that helped. And so we covered the percent, return zero, present zero more characters, underscore, single character. These are parentheses, brackets, 100%, any single character within the bracket. Okay, I think this is going to be a very long video, so I'm going to stop right here, and then we'll continue later on. And I think we're going to cover joins. I think joins are the most important thing in SQL. Probably the most important thing in SQL is the joins, which we'll cover very soon. So, okay. But I do want to, I will come back to insert into and this. So yeah, we'll continue this journey. But I'm going to stop right there. See you in the next video.